Hi everybody, so I wanted to just do a quick Amulet Talk podcast or recast or vlog about the difference between the Pra Somdej Pim Yai, otherwise known as Pim Papatan, which I don't like to use. I call it the Pim Yai, Pra Somdej Wat Rakang Pim Yai, because the Pim is actually Pim Samadhi, Nang Samadhi, meaning he's got his hands folded in meditation, and the word Papatan means the central Buddha image in any temple. The central Buddha image will be in the middle, and the largest Buddha, you might have more than one Buddha image in the Uposada, ในพระอุโบสถ คือสมเด็จพระประธานพิมพ์พระประธานหรือสมเด็จพิมพ์ใหญ่ไม่น่าเรียกว่าพระสมเด็จพิมพ์พระประธานเพราะว่าพระประธานในโบสถ์ทั้งหลายของไทยของวัดไทยก็จะมีพระหัตถ์วางรองจับดินจับเรียกพระแม่ธรณีกว่าจะเป็นพระประธานครับก็เลยผมชอบเรียกว่าพระสมเด็จพิมพ์ใหญ่มันจะถูกต้องกว่าคนที่เรียกว่าพิมพ์พระประธานเป็นคนที่ไม่ทราบไม่เคยบวชหรือเข้าโบสถ์ไม่เคยสังเกตว่าพระพุทธรูปพิมพ์ที่เป็นพระประธานก็ต้องจับพระแม่เรียกพระแม่ธรณี Back to English that the พระสมเด็จพิมพ์ใหญ่วัดระฆังis also known as the Pim Papatan, but I don't like to call it that. The Pim Papatan or Papatan in any Thai temple, in any Uposada shrine room or chapel, will have one hand touching the earth to call Mother Earth as his witness in the moment of conquering Mara. It's called the Pang Man Vichai. เรียกว่าปางมารวิชัยนะพระประธานในโบสถ์ทั้งหลาย The พระประธาน the main central Buddha image in all uposadas is in the moment of conquering, subduing the Mara, in the last moment where he calls upon Mother Earth and she squeezes her hair and causes a flood and washes away all the Maras in the moment of his enlightenment as his witness that his merits are greater than that of the Mara. Of that particular Mara, who I believe was the Paya Wasawati Man, the Wasawati Mara. I'll have to look that up if I've got the name right. Kitwa Paya Wasawati Man. So, Somdet Pim Yai. Somdet Pim Song Chedi. So here's a Pim Song Chedi. Here is a Somdet Pim Yai. So let's now take the Pim Chedi and the Pim Yai and look at them. Can you see? I will show you how if we take a line along the base of the Somdet Pim Yai, it stops about here to the left of the center. And if we do the same here, follow the line straight as I can with my finger, it stops to the right. They don't meet in the middle like this, right? Whereas if we follow the line of the dais along here and the Buddha, it will roughly, and in this case exactly, which is why they took this particular one, because it's hand pressed. Don't think everyone has to have this point here or that little dimple there, because it depends how tired the person who was pressing it was and how hard their hand press was and God knows what, and which mixture, if they'd run out of clay and made a new batch of clay so the clay looks slightly different and all sorts of things. And then so we take a look here and we follow the line along and see it meets in the middle. We follow the line along and see it meets in the middle. So this is a Pim Song Chedi, and so we now take these three, and we follow the line up along, and it doesn't hit the middle. This also follows the line up along, and it doesn't hit the middle. You can also see actually that this has a tansing that has these little legs, like table legs, on the second layer. Also has on the Pim Sung Chidi. But you can see there's a slight difference. There will be a little line. You see here he shows that there's a little line between the elbow and the knee, and this knee is larger, so we'll have a line going towards it, and this will be more angled than this side. Yeah. But it depends which block press. This is not saying if it doesn't have this, and here's a very important thing now. Excuse me. When you're looking at amulets, and especially catalogues, and by the way, some people actually make catalogues photographing a whole batch of fake amulets and print the catalogue to distribute them later. So you don't trust catalogues, you learn from them, but you make your own thoughts, and actually you learn from having real ones in your hand and looking at them long enough until you recognize them. And reading catalogues, and the more you learn, the more you realize how specific the information is, not general. So here we'll take for this example, I can't zoom for some reason. There we go. If we take, for example, here, he's talking about the legs of the Buddha. You can see here the tip of the foot. It's very faint, but you can see the tip of a foot there, yeah? And you can see this line coming down. Actually, you can hardly see it, but there's a line from the elbow going to the knee. Yeah? Might as well take a chance to look at the colour of the Prat Gamping Pit, the Gamping Pit amulets, Patat Dam or Cumin Thai banana seed. These lines, you see, they are like from Bailan powders. They are thin, tek lai nga. Yeah, the crackles. They should not be crackly like the modern tek lai nga amulets we see. Shouldn't be so completely crackly all over. It's much more like this. Yeah. And not on all. You see, this one is, now I can't zoom out. Talking. I can't seem to zoom out. Anyway, that's nice and close. So we can see this one. Look at the Muan San of this one. We can see Hin Silati Kun. We can see these holes here. Hin Silati Kun. You see here what I call Komatsu Bulges. You see, because the actual arch, and also many say that on the Pimyai that the arch at the top, yeah, is thicker than the arch at the sides, or thinner, is it? Shit, I can't remember now. I will define that another day. Yes, but the top of the arch, yeah. And some people say the top of the arch should be flatter and not as curved as that, which is rubbish, because this is a Pimget Talutsum. The Pagade top knot pierces the arch. But anyway, to notice these pieces of Hinsilati Kun, the bang, the crab bang, which is the Pongputa Kun, and the Pluak Hoi, ground down white seashell powders, and Pong Lop, special 5 yantra powders of Somdej School, rising up through the surface as the moisture of the amulet leaves the amulet over 100, 150, 170, 200 years. The finer powders get pushed up as the water evaporates, the wetness of the clay evaporates, the clay starts to contract and get harder and harder and harder like stone, and it actually becomes a fossil. คือกลายเป็นฟอสซิลเป็น100 ปี150 170 200 ปีนะแป้งผงแป้งพุทธคุณหรือเปลือกหอยมันจะละเอียดกว่าพอความชื้นขึ้นมาจากมวลสารและมวลสารก็แห้งขึ้นเปียกลงการไอน้ำที่ออกมามันก็จะดันผงที่ละเอียดขึ้นมาบนพื้นและของที่เป็นชิ้นมันก็จะแฝงอยู่ข้างใน the very fine powders will be pushed to the surface as the moisture exudes from the amulet, and the thick, more coarser parts of Muansan will remain stuck within the amulet. Yeah, there's this line again, which should not always have to be there because it depends which block press. I'm sorry about that. And so we look at the Tek Langa, you look at these little veins. You see the little veins? Can you see the little veins? The little veins, yeah. But then again, we look at this. This has more wan. นี่มีว่านมากกว่าและน้ำมันต่างอิ๋วมากกว่า has tang oil and wan inside it, not like this. นี่มีเปลือกหอยมากกว่าเหมือนผงปูนเพชร This would be like ผงปูนเพชร It has a lot of seashell powders in it, this one. Whereas this one, a lot of ผงว่าน อันนี้ก็มีผงว่านมากกว่าแต่ก็ยังมีหินศิลาธิคุณ It still has หินศิลาธิคุณ yeah, and มันจะมีพระกำแพงเพชรเห็นน้อยกว่าเพราะว่าแป้งขึ้นขมวดซุ้มว่าไม่เรียบมันจะยุบลงกับการยุบโดยการหดลงการเสียน้ำในมวลสาร the knotwork, the knots of the bulges of the and cracks. You look at the cracks in the arch, yeah, from contraction over time as the moisture leaves the amulet, yeah. But as you see, you can see pieces of Hinsilatikun and other pieces, but you don't see the Tek Langa effect, what you saw on this one, yeah. And here's another one. อันนี้ก็มีอีกพิมพ์อีกมวลสารอีกเอฟเฟกต์เอาล่ะthis one is a จรดซุ้มไม่ใช่เกตทะลุซุ้มเป็นจรดซุ้มพิมพ์จรดซุ้มแล้วเส้นขอบจะออกมาเกินเนื้อเกินซึ่งไม่ปกติถ้าพิมพ์หลวงวิจารณ์ช่าง10 หมู่ก็จะชิดกับเส้นขอบกระจกthe line on this has some extra meat, what we say, extra clay sticking on the outside of the line of the arch, which on a Pra Somdej Wat Rakang, if it's from Pim Lung Wijan, the head of the Chang Sip Mu, the group of artisans who made block presses, the preferred one, the line of this arch will actually connect with the edge of the kop kajok of the square of the amulet, and at the bottom it will be one, and it will split about halfway. มันจะแยกประมาณครึ่งทางพิมพ์หลวงวิจารณ์ and then separate, leaving this extra piece. Whereas if we see here, ถ้าดูตรงนี้มันไม่หาย it doesn't disappear this does not connect halfway ครึ่งทางก็ไม่ชิดกับขอบเส้นขอบกระจกนะเป็นเสียนบาทออกครุฑมั่งมวลสาร because it's another pim you see the นี่ออกครุฑyou see the chest on this and you see the chest on this ออกกระบอกออกกระบอกออกกระบอก this is called ออกกระบอก which means tubular chest and I would call this ออกครุฑalmost ออกครุฑ or ออกนูนหรือออกครุฑสำหรับผมสีของพระกำแพงเพชรมันดูอ่อนไปเหมือนสีอิฐจริงๆแล้วมันต้องสีแดงแก่ๆก็คือไม่แน่ใจแต่ใครว่าก็แล้วแต่ใครว่าแล้วแต่ใครเชื่อ so I was just saying that the color this lighter color of the Pra Somdej Thai looks a little bit too light for me should be a bit darker but then again it's a very fine difference and so we see here very different effect indeed yeah and a different body on it so it's a different pim you can't see the neck on the pim yai you should have this neck you should have the matchstick shaped head you should have the raised elbow if you get this kind of effect of clay เนื้อปูนเพชร really expensive this kind of clay I mean they're all expensive but this kind of clay will be much more expensive than this kind of clay yeah but yeah both of them are Pim Lung Vijan because the edge here meets halfway this is quite thick edge actually and this is a thick edge but it doesn't meet so this is not ไม่ใช่ช่างหลวงวิจารณ์ not ช่างหลวงวิจารณ์แต่ก็แล้วแต่พิมพ์บล็อกแม่พิมพ์อันนี้เป็นพิมพ์ออกกระบอก it depends on the block press too it might be a พิมพ์หลวงวิจารณ์ but I know หลวงวิจารณ์ like to make the you have หลวงสิทธิการหลวงวิจิตร other artisans too so this might be อาจจะหลวงสิทธิการก็ได้อาจจะหลวงสิทธิการก็ได้หรืออาจจะหลวงวิจารณ์ออกพิมพ์ออกกระบอกแล้วก็ไม่ให้ชิดกับขอบเส้นแต่ผมรู้จักหลวงวิจารณ์จะชอบให้ชิดกับขอบเส้น so it might be หลวงวิจารณ์ but I doubt it because of this and that's so very different and here we have another one and this dark color here sorry the plaster it doesn't look very aesthetic looks much better for Pra Somdej Thai and you can see the breakage from the contraction over time here you can see the Hin Silati Kun you can see the Tek Lai Nga sexually Pong Bai Lan coming up and you can also see here a little bit coming out yeah จึงไม่ใช่หลวงวิจารณ์เป็นยุคต้นเนี่ย it's not หลวงวิจารณ์ because it's not the final edition this is a really old Somdej that he made this is a very old Somdej this is an early era you see he didn't just make the ones they all talk about from the ช่างสิบหมู่ไม่ใช่ท่านสร้างแค่ที่สร้างในรุ่นดังรุ่นสุดท้ายก่อนที่จะมรณภาพว่าที่มีช่างหลวงวิจารณ์ช่างหลวงวิจิตรช่างหลวงสิทธิการและช่างสิบหมู่ต่างๆไม่ใช่สร้างตั้งแต่หายรูปใบ25พรรษาในภาคเหนือสร้างในกุฏิก็แจกตั้งแต่ยุคต้นก็สร้างอันนี้ก็ยุคต้นเก่ามากเลย So this is from before the edition which had the Chang Sip Mu and Chang Long Sitigan. It looks older. It looks very old. Because Somdej Tho did not just make that final edition before, which is also documented before with the Chang Sip Mu artisans, Luang Wichan, Luang Sitikan, Luang Wichit and all the others, yeah, which was documented because that was at the end of his life, just before he passed away, yeah. So 170 years ago or something, and like 200 years ago, he went missing for 25 years on Tudong in the north, in Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai and around the north. And in his kuti, ever since early era, he was making Pra Somdej Amulet since he met Ajahn Seng. ตั้งแต่เจออาจารย์แสงและเจอหินศิลาจารึกที่มีตำราสร้างพระสมเด็จ since he discovered with พระอาจารย์แสง the secrets from the Kampira grimoire of making Pra Somdej amulets, he was making them. So there you go. This is beautiful, and you know the color, you will expect white like this. You see like this has had lacquer on it. There was one I really wanted to show because it had red stains on it. You see, the backs can tell you so much. The back of this one, you can see, has gold powders in it because he also did he actually mixed gold powder in it. So, and if you see gold powder very deeply inside the Muan San, then you know. This one is called Lang Gadan, laid on the Gadan blackboard to dry. This is called Lang Gap Mak. Lang Gap Mak. So it's a different effect on the back. You see the Gap Mak, beetle areca. This is called Lang Riap, just smooth back, also known as Lang Tu or Lang Riap. And this is called Lang Sankaya, custard back. Yeah. So there are so many things, to do with Pra Somdej, which you could look at. And so many things. You see this tagline with the black crackles. Now, for this is in the book, but for me, well, it depends on the Muan San, but for me, this is a little bit too much tagline. And that's a bit straight. And, well, comes down, meets halfway. Pim Luang Wichan. Has to be later period. There's a Pim Song Chedi. Pim Song Chedi. Here you can see. But you see this double line of the Sankati, his sash. If you see it very clearly like this, it's very good. It doesn't mean you have to see it, because it depends how much it's been used. That might not be visible. That might not be visible. You have to understand that what this is not saying, a Pra Somdej Wat Rakang has to have this, has to have this, and has to have this, and has to have this, and has to have this. No, because there are so many different ones. Yeah? There's Bangkum Proma, Gate Tayo, there's Wat Rakang, yeah? And each different temple has different pim from Somdet Do and different kinds of Muan San. Yeah? That you can't say, if this doesn't have this, like this, then it's not real. No, what this is doing is not saying it has to have this to be real. What it's doing is defining which model, which block press each amulet comes from. So if it has these features, then it is a Pim Yai and comes from, it could be the Pim A or Pim B or whatever, yeah? And it could be made from a block press made from Chang Luong Vijan or Chang Luong Sithikan or Chang Luong Vijit. คืออันนี้ไม่ใช่ต้องเป็นแบบนี้ต้องเป็นแบบนี้ต้องเป็นแบบนี้ไม่ใช่เขากำหนดแท้ไม่แท้อันนี้เป็นกำหนดพิมพ์เพราะว่ามวลสารมีหลากหลายพิมพ์มีหลากหลายจะกำหนดความแท้ดูมวลสารมันก็มีหลายมวลสารนะหลายเอฟเฟกต์หลายเนื้อก็จะต้องรู้ที่เนื้อต้องรู้ที่เนื้อเพราะว่าจะรู้ที่พิมพ์ก็จะกำหนดพิมพ์ได้แต่ถ้าดูเนื้อมีหลายเนื้อนะมีหลายเนื้อนะ if you can use these things ใช้ได้กำหนดพิมพ์ to find out which pim which model it is but there are different kinds of มวลสารมีหลายมวลสารมีหลายเนื้อ have different kinds of เนื้อแล้วก็มีหลายช่าง and also many artisans หลวงวิจิตรหลวงวิจารณ์หลวงสิทธิการแล้วก็หลายพิมพ์ and many models so there you go Amulet Talk episode I don't know what signing off and remember what we started with. I can't zoom out. Yes I can. The Pim Chedi against the Pim Yai. Pim Chedi Pim Yai Pim Chedi Pim Yai. Follow the line. Follow the line, and that's how to tell if it's a Pim Yai or a Pim Chedi. That's a simple teaching. That's what I began with, and that's what I'll end with. Simple teaching. How to tell the difference between the Pra Somdej Wat Rakang Pim Yai and the Pra Somdej Wat Rakang Pim Song Chedi, or Pra Somdej Wat Nai, Pra Somdej of any temple which is Pim Yai and Song Chedi คือวัดไหนก็มีพิมพ์ใหญ่กับทรงเจดีย์ก็จะแยกแยะพิมพ์ออกก่อนแบบนี้ได้แท้ไม่แท้ก็ต้องดูมวลสารภายหลังดูแท้มวลสารแท้ก็ค่อยกำหนดพิมพ์บล็อกแม่พิมพ์และช่างที่สร้างบล็อก once you've defined which pim model it is and you look at the muan san powders and confirm it is authentic. Yeah, then you can look at which pim it is, but look at the muan san first because that will tell you if it's authentic. And then which pim and which artisan made the block press. คือดูมวลสารว่าแท้ไหมแท้แล้วก็ค่อยกำหนดพิมพ์ไม่ใช่ดูพิมพ์ผิดพิมพ์ก็ไม่ดูแล้วบ้าเอ้ยหลักเก่าหลักโบราณ not do look at the pim and then if it's not fit with this pim then it's not real if it looks like that or it's not a Somdej Wat Rakang has to look like this. Somdej Wat Rakang has to look like this. No, it doesn't. It can look like this. It can look like a lot of things. Can look like this. Can look like this. Or this. Or this. Or this. This is red stuff, I don't know, but there's some stuff, if you see that somebody's been painting something yellow on it and it went very dark orange, it's fake. It's called Cumin Water. And if you put cumin water onto cumin paste onto the side, scratch a little bit so it can absorb, and put cumin water onto it, if it's really old, it won't change colour. If it turns red, orangey or dark yellow, not fake, it might be a real Somdej Wat Rakang, but it might be made by a later master at a later date. You can see the Camping Pet amulets inside here, dark red up the top. That looks okay, that looks nice. This one looks nice, really does. You can see hand pressing has caused this tilting. You can see the bulges in the arch, which only comes from contraction over time. Very beautiful. Hope you learned something. This has lots of Shin Patada, Hinsilati Kun in it. So if you see this pinkish red stuff, you find that on a lot of Wat Rakang. That is where people have been testing it using different liquids to see the reaction, to see if it's actually old enough to come from Somdej Tho or not. Because they know it's authentic, so they need to test how old it is. I'll show you that in another video. How to test the age of the amulet, to know if it was made within the time that Somdej Tho was alive or not. If not, then you might know it's an authentic Wat Rakang or Wat Gate Tayo or Wat Bang Khun Prom, but you'll know if it's old enough to be from Somdej Tho or not, or if it's old enough to be from, if you get very good. Here we go. This is the one I want to show you. I'm just going to make a separate podcast about this as well. You can see this, all these stains here, yeah? Somebody has been putting cumin on it. Somebody's been putting what that says is not what I want to say. Somebody has been painting cumin on the surface of the amulet. And if you can see, it is dark. It's not bright yellow, I mean canary yellow. If you paint cumin paste onto a really old Pra Somdej that's 200 years old, 170 years old, it will not turn brown like this. And so, we found one. This is what you call Pra Somdej เก๋แต่งหน้า ถูกนำขมิ้นแล้วเปลี่ยนสี ถูกนำขมิ้นเปลี่ยนสี เป็นสีมืด ถ้าถึงยุคสมเด็จโตไม่เปลี่ยนสีครับ มันจะเป็นสีเหลืองแบบเหลืองนะเหมือนตัวผลไม้ผลส้มเหมือนผลส้มเลยของฝรั่งอ่ะเหลืองแบบนั้นเลยเหลืองแบบพระอาทิตย์แล้วถ้าเทขูดนิดหน่อยเราใส่เรามันเปลี่ยนสีแบบนี้ก็คือไม่ใช่เก๋ไม่ถึงยุคพวกบอกว่าเก๋แบบนั้นมันไม่ได้อาจจะเป็นหลังยุคสมเด็จโตสร้างปั๊มสร้างมวลสารดีแต่ว่าไม่ถึงยุคเพราะน้ำขมิ้น so real not fake sorry it's a real Somdej maybe made after Somdej Tho because the cumin has shown that it's not old enough to be that. It's not old enough to be that. So a real Somdej, but a bit younger than supposed to be. หรือว่าแต่งหน้าเพราะว่าฝีมือก็เยอะ or really well faked สมเด็จผงเก่าสมเด็จเก๊เก่าเป็นผงสมเด็จเก๊ใหม่เป็นเรซินแต่อันนี้ผมก็ดูมวลสารความเก่าโอเคตามสายตานะแต่ดูน้ำขมิ้นมันบอกไม่ถึงยุค so I look everything looks really nice huh? I like it but the cumin says it's not as old as it looks ความเห็นผมนะผิดก็ได้อาจจะเป็นสนิมแดง I might be wrong it might be red rust powders อาจจะเป็นคราบรักแต่ไม่เคยเห็นรักสีส้มนี้ผมเห็นเป็นน้ำขมิ้นถูกทดสอบแล้วไม่ผ่านแต่ก็ดูเนื้อแกร่งนะเห็นผงทองคำของเนื้อปูนเพชรแต่ก็เห็นแตกลายงายังถูกต้องเห็นชิ้นกำแพงเพชรก็เห็นเนื้อแต่ไอตัวส้มนี้ทำให้ผมผวานะว่ามันเป็นอะไรมันเป็นถ้าเป็นน้ำขมิ้นนะก็เคยไม่ผ่านดูมันมีพระธาตุดำด้วยแต่ก็เยอะไปมันก็เยอะไปมันเยอะไปนะครับเยอะกว่านี้ก็มีก็ไม่รู้นะเกรดอะไรหนาแบบนี้พศก็ไม่มีเป็นพิมพ์อะไรพิมพ์ใหญ่พิมพ์ทรงเจดีย์พิมพ์ทรงเจดีย์ so I really don't know because I don't know if that's rust or if it's something else stains but if that is cumin and it changed color like that it would mean not old enough but you can see gold powders inside like Pong Poon Pet might have. You can see lots of Shin Patat. You can see the black Koi Nam Thai หรือว่าพระธาตุชิ้นกำแพงเพชรที่เป็นพระธาตุเหล็กไหลแต่ว่ามัน and the art doesn't really สมตรงมากอันนี้ผมไม่แน่ใจนะ I'm not sure and there you go another one which I'm much more comfortable with it. Well I would have to have that in my hand. This I wouldn't. This I wouldn't. Actually, you need all of them in your hand. To really know, you need all of them in your hand. But just look at all the different effects. Isn't that beautiful? That is really beautiful. Now, this one does attract my eye. Perfect. This one does attract my eye. Look at the contractions within the top knot, the spire above the head of the Buddha, and the piece of sin. This is real Hinsilati Kun. This one is very attractive. And yes, I like that one. And so on. This is the Tan Sam. Tan Sam. This is Tan Sam, but this is also a Tan Sam, but it's called Pim Ok Rong, which means, you know, split chest. With Hubaisi, like the Gate Chayoa, Tan Sam means it has little lines between the cushions of the dais. Yeah, little lines here. Lines. Tan Sam means kind of like twin doubled or a parallel. And here we can see this pinkish stuff again, which I know also from the Gruk Klong Khom. It is a kind of bacteria or something that causes a reaction. Sometimes white powders will get that pinkish effect to them. So there you go. I can bore you all day if you want with Pra Somdej. Would you like me to show you each? This is the Hu Sai Chit, Hu Khwa Hang, Khen Khwa Gang, and the Hua Tan Yun. Different models, yeah? You have Hu Sai Chit, Hu Khwa Hang, Khen Khwa Gang, and Hua Tan Yun. That's 4 different kinds of this particular one, yeah? You want Somdej Water Kang. The problem is, there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn, and it's a lifetime study. But if you get to 20 years onwards and you give it your best and you get some real ones and you think properly, you will find your Somdej Water Kang amulet. You will find it. You will find it. I'd like to thank Mr. Pipat, who made this book, Thai Pra. These are Somdej Bang Khun Prom, not Water Kang of Somdej Tho. And so on, and so on, and so on. Beautiful. These are Gaitayos, which I'm currently studying because I just obtained about 5 different models. One of which I'm half sure of, 2 of which I'm completely sure of, and the other 3 or so I'm still looking at and studying. And I have about another 10 books like this, plus knowledge of old people I hang around with and the Thai web and other sources of information, such as going to the temple themselves and talking with the abbots and talking with the people who look after the museum and the history of the temple, and making sure I know my stuff. These are Gaitayos. Anyway, hope you enjoyed Amulet Talk. That's me signing off. It was quite a long one. See you later. Ajahn Spencer signing off.